Meghan Markle here.
So these were some tweets back in November 20th, like 2 days ago. 30 years ago today, Princess Diana gave her Panorama interview revealing her struggle with bulimia and her troubled marriage. She spoke to Martin Bashir, later found to have gained her trust through deceitful behavior, breaching BBC editorial rule. Journalist Andy Webb exposed the scandal. The other thing as well, then William went on national television, that same video where he called his mom paranoid.
I would like to thank Lord Dyson and his team for the report. It is welcome that the BBC accepts Lord Dyson's findings in full, which are extremely concerning. That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia, displayed woeful incompetence when investigating complaints and concerns about the programme, and were evasive in their reporting to the media and covered up what they knew from their internal investigation. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation that I remember from those final years with her.
Then he said for them not to use that video anymore. So what channel? Oh, Good Morning Britain. Okay, let's listen to this. It's 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Anna will be 64 years old. You know, a grandmother with 5 children and enjoying her times with them. And that is, I think, where it becomes utterly heartbreaking for members of her family to reflect that.
And the other thing as well, you have Charles, who's alive. He's not even enjoying his grandchildren. Meanwhile, if Princess Diana was alive, she would have jumped at that opportunity to enjoy her grandchildren. All right? Forget how William is and things like that. She would have treated all of her grandchildren equally. The same love. It's the UK, the media, and the royal family who's doing that division. But I think Princess Diana would have enjoyed all of her grandchildren. All right, let's continue.
To reflect on that. I mean, I put the question to her brother, Charles Spencer. Is there a line that you can draw from Panorama to Paris, to that terrible night where she, in the car crash? And he says, well, yes, there is. And he answers very calmly and responsibly and reflectively that what had happened as a result of the interview, Diana had, pushed away the people around her, in particular her Secretary Patrick Jeffson. She'd been told that her chauffeur was a spy and so on, so he's gone. She has no confidence in the police and official security, so she ends up 18 months later in a Mercedes, being driven by a drunken driver. And Charles ends by saying, frankly, yes, the consequences of the interview were lethal.
Because it messed with her mind and her grip on reality.
Messed with her mind and messed with the practicalities of her life, that the trusted people around her were ousted.
Okay. What I'm getting from this guy is the narrative that Princess Diana did not need security and all of that.
In October 1996, Princess Diana flew to Italy to be given a medal for her contribution to humanitarian work, especially in the field of public health. When she had attempted to withdraw from public life back in 1993, she had insisted on her Scotland Yard bodyguards being permanently removed, apparently because she was worried that they might be spying on her.
But we see how they deal with Harry.
I actually couldn't believe it. I thought with all the disagreements and all of the chaos that's happening, the one thing that I could rely on is my family keeping me safe. And not only did they decide to remove my security in the UK, but they also signalled to every single government around the world not to protect us. I would love reconciliation with my family.
He didn't say that, but somewhat implemented in there. How will I explain this? Princess Diana was doing her own thing. Minding her business, do her own thing. We see Harry and Meghan minding their business, doing their own thing. When is the media gonna blame the royal family? Or when the media and the royal family gonna take responsibility for chasing them? Can they just mind their own business and leave them alone? They were the one who went after her. If there was no chasing, Princess Diana would still be alive. Okay, they tried to do the exact same thing to Meghan and Harry once they were aware where Harry and Meghan were gonna be. Okay, that was the chase that happened in New York City.
Part of the security detail. He used to be with the Secret Service. He told me, I've never experienced anything like this. What we were dealing with was very chaotic. There were about a dozen vehicles, cars, scooters and bicycles. The public were in jeopardy at several points. It could have been fatal. So that's what they were dealing with, Brianna, and they're clearly very shaken up.
Happened very close to here. When we were leaving the building yesterday, there was nothing but cameras all over the place, and I was trying to figure out what happened. And I guess, you know, she was leaving the ballroom, but they said that the paparazzi allegedly hit like 6, 7 cars over there, and they said it was a big thing.
That's what we were told yesterday. Cause
they said they hit the cars?
Yeah. We were told that yesterday. We were told that the paparazzi was going around the block because I guess she was in a building over here. She was in an event over here.
What is it? The Siegfried Ballroom over there? Yeah.
Something. Yeah. And they was like paparazzi was hitting cars.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get a picture of her.
Trying to get a picture, which is weird because in New York City you really don't see wild paparazzi crazy like that chasing people because you see so many people. You don't really have that, you know, here. But
y'all losing y'all damn mind over Meghan Markle. Come on, stop.
Well, they allegedly said it was no actual collision, so I don't know if they meant hit, like, you know, resulting in an injury or accident or what.
These were parked cars.
Parked cars.
Yeah, these were
parked cars.
Yeah. Security told us that yesterday. Security literally told us yesterday. Meghan Markle was at the ballroom or whatever last night.
Ballroom,
and paparazzi kept going around in circles just to get a picture of her, and they was hitting parked cars.
Yeah.
I heard that before I even heard from the mayor.
Okay.
The way I saw them follow the car, I wasn't surprised by the headlines. They actually went in from the side entrance. They didn't come in from the front red carpet entrance. Me and a couple other supporters ran to the back to kind of catch them walking in because we saw all the paparazzi running to the back suddenly. And it became pretty aggressive. The paparazzi had access to the garage from where they were entering, and they were being kind of manhandled by the bodyguards to prevent them from getting too close to the Sussexes. And the entire time, a lot of the paparazzi were heckling Meghan and Harry and making just negative comments, trying to get a reaction out of them. As they were leaving, just the way they chased the car, it just reminds you of like all the other scenes you've seen in the past with Prince Harry's mother. And it was just really upsetting. If it was triggering for me, I can't even imagine how it must have felt for them.
So when is the royal family and the media is gonna be at fault for this? Harry had explained it, okay, that it doesn't matter how they got the interview. It's the royal family who sent this guy to talk this BS here, to take the, I guess, the blame off of William. There was after something that happened where Harry, I think it was in the docuseries, where he said that Princess Diana said what she said because she went through it. I'm paraphrasing in a way. But it happened. It was her who experienced. It was her who said it with her own mouth. How could you discredit her? Okay, the gaslighting is off scale. How is the way the interview was got the main issue than the huge problem she spoke about. By mixing these two, you're taking away from her bravery and everything she risked to bring her words to light. She was so spot on with everything, and it's all play out in front of everyone else and everyone's eyes. So maybe the lesson here should be believe the people who live the experience, not the palace spinner and their media minions. Yeah, I agree with that. So this is what I wrote here. When is the British media and the royal family, well, I can't add any more. I only have one character left. When is the British media and the royal family take responsible for their action? Even if Princess Diana did not do the interview, she was minding her business. The royal family was threatened by her popularity without associating with them. Remember Harry and Meghan New York City chase? Same exact thing. Thank God they did not succeed. This is the video that I put. Okay, talking about the chase.
Prince Harry and his wife Meghan reportedly being involved in a, quote, near catastrophic car accident with paparazzi last night in New York City. At this time, we are told, at least we're not aware of any injuries to Harry, Meghan, or her mother. And according to Reuters, as we're learning more about just the circumstances of this incident happened yesterday after Meghan and Harry attended an award ceremony in New York. Meghan was honored with a Women of Vision Award. A spokesperson for Harry said in a statement, quote, this relentless pursuit lasting over 2 hours resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD officers. Let's bring in NBC's Ali Arouzi covering for this story for us. What more are you learning, Ali?
Hi there. Well, we're just getting details are coming through right now, but it seems like this was a 2-hour pursuit of Meghan, Harry, and Meghan's mother across the streets in New York. It was a few near catastrophic collisions while the paparazzi were relentlessly pursuing them through the streets. We're learning that there were as many as 6 blacked out vehicles involved in this pursuit of the couple. And the couple accepted a heightened level of attention when they're in the public, but this, they say, was just an unacceptable amount of intrusion into their lives and into their safety. A statement from a spokesman for the couple said last night the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Mrs. Raglan were involved in a near catastrophic car crash at the hands of a ring of a highly aggressive paparazzi. And of course, that brings up memories of Prince Harry's late mother, Princess Diana, who was relentlessly pursued by the paparazzi, and that all culminated in that fatal car crash in Paris.
Okay, so that's that. Whatever's here, that's it. Bottom up. And by the way, with that chase that happened in New York, like I said, thank God they did not succeed, and God was there to prevent anything beyond what happened. Is that because of the chase, now every time Harry and Meghan are doing public thing in New York, NYPD will be there to prevent as a form of security backup. Okay, look at this. Look on the screen. I have I think a letter from the NYPD that says something about that. I'll look for it when I'm editing. Okay, BBC had a lot of covering up then, and guess what? Still doing it today. We pay for it too, which is shocking. Maybe so, but it was still her words, her side of the story, her time. It was real. No AI. No one forcing her to say what she did, and it revealed so much. Yeah, enough. I know BBC is useless, but stop using it as a whipping tool because it's a low-hanging fruit. And this is why I said when... I know I've said that so many times. Some of you may get tired of me saying it. With the bullying thing, bullying allegation. When they were accusing Meghan of being bullied, the entire UK media was broadcasting left and right, Meghan is a bully. But when the result of the investigation of the bully came, since it didn't go according to their narrative, all right, they don't make it public. And this is why I said Meghan should demand them to make it public. That way, the result will be in the public domain. Because at some point, everybody's going to die, okay? When she can no longer defend herself, All right. If the institution remain, they could come out and say whatever they want. All right. She will not be there to say, nope, that's not the way it happened. Even though this is not to say she is. We know Meghan is not a bully.
I don't know who knew. I know that the family and the staff knew.
Janina also addressed former palace staff members alleging that Meghan had bullied them.
I have known her for 17 years, and I have seen the way that she regards the people around her and the people she works with, and I can say she's not a bully. But I can also say that I am personally glad that people are doing their due diligence, because I also know why someone had to leave, and it was for gross misconduct.
Royal household about someone who was, at the time at least, a very senior member of the royal family. Meghan was married to the sixth in line to the throne. And, you know, this is very serious indeed. But one other thing that I've learned is that whilst this bullying claim was submitted by their then chief communications officer, the head of comms at Kensington Palace, the staff involved didn't know that had been submitted, and when they found out, they asked for it to be rescinded. So we've got quite a difficult story here about a bullying complaint.
Scobie discussed some of that reporting with Access Hollywood back in September.
The allegations of bullying that Meghan faced in the workplace, in the royal workplace at the palace, are somewhat complex, because we talk about allegations and accusations. We've heard the word bullying thrown around. In fact, even the palace put that on a press statement when they announced they were launching an internal investigation. What we haven't heard are any examples or anecdotes to back up these claims. And, you know, when we spoke to many of the sources that helped us throughout this book, people who are for and some who are even not particularly on the side of the Sussexes, no one was able to give any information that supported or backed up those claims of bullying. And when we dug into it even further, we found out that the individual who had made the claims of bullying in the workplace at the palace was sort of speaking on behalf of a few others in the workplace. This was a concerned boss. He was the private secretary to the couple and to William and Kate, who had written to the Human Resources Department to air his concerns over how staff were feeling. Now, what we detail in the book, and I've already gone into detail with in the past as well, was that two of these individuals, when they heard that that complaint was made, immediately went to their boss and asked for the information to be rescinded. They wanted to take back any allegations of bullying. So that leaves a few question marks over what these bullying allegations are. We've yet to hear actually what happened. No one's come forward with that information, and the palace say that the investigation continues. We may not hear anything until next year. I would imagine it's something that the couple would like to put behind them. I know that they were very supportive of an investigation going ahead because it helps them get to the bottom of the matter as well. But so far, there's very little evidence to back it up.
But the result of it should be made public for the public to know. All right, you all abused Diana and spoke for her. At the very least, BBC gave her a platform to use her own voice. How they got to it does not invalidate Diana's word and experience. And I think this is what Harry was saying about that. And let's not forget as well, one of the papers that Harry sued, there's one more that's coming. He's suing 3. 2 he won already and settled. There's one more, that the Daily Fair, come next year. He made one of them apologize to what they did to his mother. Unlike the other brother who took the cash and shut his mouth and never said anything. He settled without even saying a damn word. It's when Harry went to court, okay, it was revealed that William settled his part. And one thing that I said about that, now this is a different branch, and I think when they settled with William, I have a feeling, in my humble opinion, they probably give William an extra cash to prevent the brother from suing. William probably felt like he has authority over Harry to prevent Harry from suing the papers. But hey, Harry is his own man, his own person. He went and pursued and he won. Okay, what happened to GMB? Suddenly off the air in Southwest Scotland. It's a stark reminder that even the brightest stars have shadows. She showed bravery, sharing her struggles, but let's not forget the dodgy method that led to it. Trust shouldn't come at a cost. All right, next tweet. I think this guy is talking so people don't talk about William, what he said when he came to the stage and, you know, somewhat reinforced the narrative that Princess Diana paranoid. So they sent this guy to talk.
The campaign was, in that point, was being successful. But it did surprise the people who were causing the grief. It did surprise them when I took myself out of the game. They hadn't expected that. And I'm a great believer that you should always confuse the enemy.
Who was the enemy?
Well, the enemy was my husband's department, because I always got more publicity. My work was discussed much more than him, and you know, from that point of view, I understand it. But I was doing good things, and I wanted to do good things. I was never going to hurt anyone. I was never going to let anyone down.
But you really believe that it was out of jealousy that they wanted to undermine you?
I think it was out of fear, because here was a strong woman doing her bit, and where was she getting her strength from to continue? Then I was unwell with postnatal depression, which no one ever discusses postnatal depression. You have to read about it afterwards, and that in itself was a bit of a difficult time. You'd wake up in the morning feeling you didn't want to get out of bed, you felt misunderstood, and just very, very low in yourself.
Was this completely out of character for you?
Yes, very much so. I've never had a depression in my life. But then when I analysed it, I could see that the changes I'd made in the last year had all caught up with me, and my body had said, we want a rest.
What was the family's reaction to your postnatal depression?
Well, maybe I was the first person ever to be in this family who ever had a depression or was ever openly tearful. And obviously that was daunting, because if you've never seen it before, how do you support it?
What effect did the depression have on your marriage?
Well, it gave everybody a wonderful new label. It's Diana's unstable, and Diana's mentally imbalanced. And unfortunately, that seems to have stuck on and off over the years.
In my humble opinion, all right, they don't allow the crowds to gather outside anymore. Royal Variety Performance, 1992. Let me make it
Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales, followed by Prince Charles, and being met by Jane Todd, the manager of the Dominion. The Princess wearing a magnificent creation of shell-pink lace and chiffon. There to meet the royal couple is Lord Delfont, the life president of the entertainment. Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales, followed by Prince Charles.
I see
and being
oops. I see what the
Wales,
are talking about.
followed by
You see when in the side.
Her Royal Highness the
Put it right here. Where is it? You see all those photographers right here. All of these people there. So the squad was saying they don't let people come there anymore. Okay, so this is recent. It's all empty. It's all empty. Look at behind there. Wow. Maybe it's just people don't show up. Okay, let's pause that. Diana was so effervescent, you don't even notice Charles when she is around. Very much. Shame he took her for granted. Yep, the crowd aren't organically there anymore. Look at the barrier in the back of the second video. They don't show the crowds anymore because it's become very evident they don't have an in-person audience. Even when people do show up, it's in the tens, rarely hundreds, and majority of them are just walking by, minding their own business. Damn, yep, empty barrier in the back. Just saw a video of Meghan attending the same event in 2018, and there were crowds behind the barriers. The fumbling of the bag, not once but twice, by the royal family is wild. Shaking my head. All right, so I read this. How does Charles and Diana look more modern than Wank? Phew. I don't know. I don't know who put nonsense in William's head to go against his brother. Next tweet. The thing is that with William, he was too comfortable. All right? like I've said in part 1 of this video, is that Harry understands the hierarchy of the institution. So he knows, Harry that is, knows that William will always be front. So when William is taking all the praise, hey, he already know William will get all the praise. But he was the brain behind everything. So William got too comfortable of being praised for doing absolutely nothing. And then he does not recognize the hard work Harry was doing. So he could at least put 1 and 1 together and say, oh, they're applauding of Harry's work, but here I am, I'm in front, they thanking me, or he's taking all the credit for it. He didn't put 1 and 1 together. I don't know if he still get it. But his father trained him to rely on the media to write positive coverage, for him, whether or not he does anything good or bad. He was relying on it, but with social media, maybe back then it would have helped. But with social media, people are responding the second the person types send or press send, and you'll either get positive or negative response from it. Okay, next tweet. LOL, really funny. Gone in 60 seconds. Should have hit this. Thank goodness I have an order en route. Eye rolling attitude. HRH, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. So her husband, I think. This is not the first time I'm seeing squaddies sharing this. Let me. Not her in particular, but other squaddies are sharing that their husband are eating the thing that they order. All right, so let's.
My husband said he didn't like apricot. My husband.
Okay, it's done. There's that. Haha. Thanks for the heads up. Think I'll be hiding my purchases too from my husband once there are international deliveries and I am able to order as ever. That's an ad. People are laughing. There was another person who did almost the same thing. There's that. Next tweet. I swear, every meltdown and every rant from royal roaches reveals one thing. The title really bothers them. The title they want Princess Meghan stripped of is that of wife of Prince Harry. That's all this is about. There's a TikTok video. It's probably on video part 1. I was sharing with you where this squaddy was talking about it. You know what? Let me put it here as well. It's going to be 2 part. Okay. I find it. I'll share it with you after this one. Did I finish with this? That is all about, okay? They better get to it and remove those damn titles because HRH, Princess Meghan, is not waiting for them to take it. They need to remove those titles ASAP so they can go in their corners to enjoy themselves. Wait, they are crying and melting down? Someone please tag me in the premium tiers. I enjoy when they cry and melt down. I'm sure there'll be briefings spree for a week over some pictures they could just ignore, like we ignore them. There's that, exactly. Yep. They expected her to be very grateful to chased by a prince. It hurts them to hear and see that it's the prince who is grateful to boldly love and chase and keep his beloved brainy princess. This interracial love narrative is too hard for their racist hearts and minds. All right, after this, that's it here. Absolutely. It pains them more than anything to hear her say he loves her boldly. They are not coping with that. The other camp is crying real tears. There's the laugh here. Y'all can hit her all you want, but she is loved boldly by one person who matters the most. And then there is us, the Sussex squad. We love our stunning princess down. There's the heart here. Our Duchess is so beautiful and love. So let me show you the TikTok video. This is the one that I was talking about. I think I will have 2 parts to this video. I have it in part 1. All right. Meghan power is irrevocable. They can squeal and mourn all they want. That is Meghan's name and title. She got her title after marrying Prince Harry. For the dum-dums in the back, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. I just wanted you guys to listen to the video. All right, and after that, I'll go to the next tweet.
In the Harper's Bazaar article about Princess Meghan, I realized something, that she is between 2 worlds. So I know the trolls, other people are going to get really upset when obviously the place she and Prince Harry were staying in New York had a butler who introduces people. So they introduced her as the Duchess of Sussex to her guests who had arrived. People are going to be so upset with that, but I loved that part. People want so badly for her to not be a part of the royal family and a part of the aristocracy. But the truth is that she is. She just is. She's a part of the aristocracy and she's a part of the royal family. And to be in both worlds where, oh yeah, no, I'm a normal person and you can call me Meg or Megan or what have you, but I'm also part of this other world where, yes, I still am the Duchess of Sussex. That is who I am now. I married this prince. My children are prince and princesses, and there's a certain way in which aristocracy moves. And yes, I am the Duchess of Sussex. Own that. People are upset that she is owning that she is married to Prince Harry, who is a part of the British royal family and makes her a part of the British royal family. I think they want her to disconnect that part, as if her children aren't in line to the throne and as if her husband is not in line to the throne. It is now a part of her identity because she married this person and her kids. This is now part of their identity. They are in the royal family, regardless if they, remove princess titles, regardless if they remove all the titles, they are still a part of the royal family, including Meghan. And people want her to disassociate from that and to say she's just this, well, no, she isn't. Same way the complaints came in about the BBC using Kate Middleton's name. No, she's going to be the future queen. She's a part of the royal family. And those people want her to be able to relish in that and they want to honor that. But when it comes to Meghan, they want her to disassociate herself from that, which she never can. And so her deciding to rise up and say, yes, this is who I am, is making them upset. And I partly love that. I love that because she is the Duchess of Sussex. And I bet, this is my opinion, but I bet Prince Harry told her, hey, this is a part of who you are now. You're a part of the royal family. Walk in that. Yeah, they're regular people, but she is now walking in two worlds where she's Meg and Meghan, but she's also the Duchess of Sussex. And that's just what it is. After reading the Harper's Bazaar article about Princess Meghan, I realized something that...
Okay, so I did my commentary about this video already. I just put it here on this video again because I mentioned it. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so there's this here. What makes Brits think they're Meghan's target audience when she hasn't stepped foot in the UK soil since Queen Elizabeth II's death? Then attend your king's coronation and make sales and markets as ever in the US. Why do many Brits whine when they choose to see her when she avoids y'all, like y'all told to her to leave? All right. Every time I look at this image, you could see the frustration. Okay, I want to say frustration, the relief of Harry, and then Meghan's face. I have never seen Meghan's face like this. It's just drained for the entire week of the Queen's funeral thing. It was just about her. They kept on at it. All she wanted to do was to stand by her husband, and she knows how Harry sees the grandmother. Okay, not the rest of the world, not the Commonwealth, not me, not you, but the humanity of Harry to his grandmother. She just wanted to support her husband, but the media went after her nonstop. The strength of Meghan, my goodness. And this is what I was saying. I don't know if it's in this video or part 1 of this video, is that I said Harry and Meghan were trying to humanize the institution. Okay, when you hear Meghan talking about the Queen, I don't think I have this video, but I'll try to see if I found it, where she's talking about how the Queen, when they went out together, and the Queen wanted Meghan to cover her leg because it was cold, and Meghan see the Queen similar to her grandmother. Okay, this is the thing, the softness of the institution to make the institution look human. But they throw them out, and that's what so many people are upset. They didn't want Harry and Meghan to humanize the institution. They wanted the institution to remain the barbaric, this crazy mindset. All right. I buy As Ever by Meghan easily enough, get shipped to friends in New York City, and then send it on. It's very good, better than high growth crap. As Ever is expanded outside the US, makes sense. Okay, I think it's because of the tariff that's going on. Okay, maybe after this administration, when Trump is not trying to create chaos, we have a different administration trying to, put order. Right now it's just chaos. Okay, she's the human shield to hide the inadequacy and alarming behavior from the future pair. Whatever the heir family looks trouble, the royalists attacked her. They have no life without talking about how much they can stand her, yet they are obsessed with her. I am embarrassed by a lot of my fellow Brits. They have shown the world they are happy to bully, troll, and be unkind to someone they have never met and will probably never meet. They are shameless individuals. Okay, I like when Brits, the well-minded Brits, telling their side of their story. Their side, the way they see Meghan. This is not to say to go out of your way to praise. No. Your side, the way that you see Meghan, however you see her to you. But before, when I first started talking about Harry and Meghan, when I go on X and I'm seeing the bashing, the negative headline, not too many Brits were talking in defense of Meghan. It was, the media nonstop, the headlines nonstop, but not one. At least I didn't come across. But later on, I start seeing some, and now it's much better. All right. As a Brit, I have a second-hand embarrassment at the unbalanced and maniacal behavior of my fellow countrymen and women. You'd think they were being waterboarded into following her every move. Well, let's give the MPs. This is when it was matter. The female MPs who wrote the public apology to Meghan of what was happening, trying to tell, I don't know if it was an apology, but to tell the papers stop. I forgot how it went. Let me see if I could find it. Okay, I found it. Not this. All right, so there's that here. The woman in this video clip is an MP in the UK. They sent Meghan a letter of support regarding the racist abuse that she was receiving from the UK media during her pregnancy and postpartum. I'm looking forward to the royal family trying to delete this video. Okay, so there's all of that. So that was... so this is... The letter is somewhere. It's somewhere in the internet somewhere. But let's listen to this. But that's what I was making reference to.
We don't trust that we dislike that. I'm sorry, I feel like all of that is incredibly outdated and inappropriate now in our mainstream press. And that's why women MPs came together to just say, no, you're absolutely right to call that out. We recognise it as well, and we're not going to stand for it. So we want to achieve two things with this letter. It was sent directly to Meghan Markle to say, look, on a personal level, we know what you're going through. We're standing with you and calling this out, and you've got some moral support here. But it was a public letter, an open letter, so that those engaged in writing those types of articles see it, think, OK, could we be doing better? Should we be doing better? I hope that this will be a gentle nudge to start to moderate some of that interest in a healthier way than what we're seeing at the moment.
Okay, one thing to take away from the MPs is that they actually, in my point of view, I'm not speaking for everybody outside of the UK, is saving face for some people in the UK because they were in position of power where they could do something, and they did. At least let the rest of the world know we don't agree with what the papers are doing or saying about her. So that at least give a little bit, I would say, respect for the UK. All right. And those who were in power who didn't say anything, shame on them. Okay. Many times I have said, Hugh Jackman, I think he's Australian. He came out and say something. All right, let's see this one here.
But Harry singled out one group of people in this country that has stood up for the couple.
Over 70 members of parliament, female members of parliament, called out the articles and headlines written about Meghan. Yet no one from my family ever said anything over those 3 years. That hurts.
This is the letter written to Meghan by female members of parliament in 2019, taking aim at the outdated colonial undertones of some reporting and saying they share an understanding of the abuse and intimidation. Holly Lynch wrote the letter.
That we've got a responsibility to them. So it's not only about stepping in to try and protect the Duchess of Sussex, but to all those young women who'll be feeling utterly let down by the nature of those headlines and feeling powerless if they were in the same situation.
The executive director of the Society of Editors, a group that defends media freedom, said on Monday that the press here is, quote, not bigoted and that it was not acceptable for the Duke and Duchess to make such claims without providing any supporting evidence. He's now resigned following a backlash from journalists. Anthony.
Holly Williams in London. Yeah, and this is something we've talked about here because, I mean, we don't see it in this country, obviously. It's the press over there. But she endured some really vicious attacks.
Well, I also think Meghan has plenty of receipts, meaning that she's been keeping track of things. And all you need to do is look at the headlines. We've been looking at them all year. It's one after the other. I can remember one that said, straight out of Compton, that her mother was from the wrong side of tracks with dreadlocks.
Remember the avocado incident?
Yes.
When Kate has avocado, she's doing it for the baby.
Yes.
When Meghan does, it's ruining the rainforest and global desecration.
Okay, as I'm listening to this is the thing that I've said. This is a different branch of things now. What Trump is doing to CBS, I know many of you, there's one person in one of my videos said, literally, she was right. I'm not saying she was wrong. Give example why certain things had happened to CBS in the US. And I said, yes, it could be. But the royal family never forget. They do not want to give Harry and Meghan a platform. Anyone who welcome Harry or who speak positive of Harry and Meghan, they're gonna go after them. They manufactured a problem, so the end of the game is to get you off the air or complying to them. Okay, with the late night with Stephen Colbert. Okay, they had issue. They gave Harry a platform to promote his book, and then CBS here talking positive about Harry and Meghan. You think they like that? No. This is another example. Sometimes you have to look, they behave like children, but their implication, the way that they attack people could affect people's lives. All right, so let's finish listening to this.
Saying that she's from gangster royalty. Yes. I mean, that's just...
There's definitely a difference in the coverage, so at least you have to acknowledge that. And I think that's part of the problem with them. No one ever acknowledges that this is happening. And now what I like is that there is a microscope on it. Everybody's paying attention to it.
I was struck.
Draw your own conclusions.
I was struck at how politely the question was asked of Prince William this morning.
Is the royal family racist?
Is the royal family a racist family, sir?
Oh, yes. And he said it's very much not racist. Now, when you just play that clip, it sounds strange, but when you hear the question that he was asked, I think he was wanted to emphasize, no, we are not racist.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, I need to keep both of these by itself. All right, so this is the letter. All right. Oh my God, it's blurry, but I'll try to enlarge it when I'm editing. You could pause and read. And their signature here. It's very blurry, so I don't know when I enlarge it. Okay. So that's that. I just wanted to share with you that. There's some comments, but I'm not gonna go in the comments. Next tweet. I have 2 more or 3 more. Let's pause. Location tags on X is going to give us an endless giggles. Nothing like discovering your UK public support is being bulk ordered from professional bat factories in Asia and the Middle East. There's the laugh here. Can't wait to watch the patriotism relocate. There's the laugh. So they probably hiring bats to draw down the positive coverage of Meghan's Haphazard photo shoot. It's funny that under supposed 300 likes or 6 comments from Abdul, Ahmed, and Tracy, the other 3 gave only hearts. It's confusing, but you can see and smell a pit of desperation. It's so funny to watch. Okay, is this happening? I had heard. Okay, I hadn't heard. A lot of them will probably be from VPN. All right, let's go to the next tweet. I think there is a post from probably one of the Royal Vats, and they didn't get that much likes, so the squad was making reference to that. Okay, the haters are not coping. There's the life here. One day, we're told that Harry and Meghan are running out of money. The next day, they have enough money to pay everyone. So she blacked this person here. That's a comment. Can't believe she got Tom Colicchio. What is happening? Are they paying these guests a lot, or does he have a cookbook coming or a cookbook coming out? Okay. Both Harry and Meghan continue to prove them wrong just by doing what they do and not even addressing the naysayers and the haters. Alright, exactly. They will never learn. They can't fathom that they have been force-fed a narrative about Meghan, and they bought into it hook, line, and sinker. They're so deluded that Meghan Markle was a nobody before Prince Harry. Even if she knows him another way, Meghan was in those circles as a successful culinary blogger. She was a judge on Junior Chef Cook on GMA and was a guest on A Real Girl's Kitchen by Haley Duff. They know she is a seasonal foodie. There's that, and a chef. Exactly this. That narrative that she was a nobody before Harry is the one thing they still cling to, even with all the evidence to the contrary. Thus, the constant title BS, bowling eye, but I really love the way they are failing to cope. All right, let's go to the next tweet. I almost read this the wrong way once I read the first sentence. All right, next tweet is a TikTok video, and I think I have one more after this, and that'll be it for the video. Okay, so while I was looking for the MPs, the letter of the MPs, I came across this. This is old. That was October 8th. Okay, so I didn't see it, so I thought I'd share it with you. Meghan Sussex, the Duchess, that could. Meghan, Prince Harry's gorgeous, petite wife, made KP and BP the entire monarchy, from stable men to underpay and bully gardeners to chef and staff feel uneasy because she went to France. She single-handedly feed and sheltered the UK media. All right, so it looks like this was when Meghan went to France during the Paris Fashion Week.
Look, the right-wing media, which also includes the one in Britain, told me that Meghan has the power to make things move. She can cause earthquakes, she can cause droughts. Oh my God, she can make tunnels move right next to her even when she's miles away from it. So Meghan, we don't need to talk about this anymore, ma'am. You see this right here? This is a binder, and I got a binder full of bitches I need you to take care of for me, because the right-wing media told me that you are a god and everything that you do yields results. So well, first let me say this. Can you make it rain out here? Forget earthquakes, we need rain out here, because we got a water ordinance because of the drought and I can't water my grass. I need you to make that happen, ma'am. And my Mitt Romney voice, binder full of bitches, Meghan, call me, please. Shoot me a DM. I need you to make things happen. I want what you do for everyone else to happen for me too, okay? That's all I gotta say about this whole meltdown situation, all right? Bye.
I'm glad I came across it. There's that here. That's the power of accomplished, beautiful, intelligent, mixed-race woman of substance. The Royals have a history of being thick and relying on titles as accomplishment. Duchess of Sussex is a self-made, respected woman, and they are obviously intimidated by her. Their self-awarded titles are their only achievements. Girl, you ate that. I'm telling you, I'm glad I came across it. This is my last one. Okay, That was a fun day. If you know, you know. William, we save you a seat. What was this about? I know I covered it. I forgot what the whole thing was. I can't think of it right now, but let me read some of the comments. Okay, I remember like yesterday, we made points of pegging trend for days. Rolling Stone even wrote an article about pegging. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Am I losing my memories? A time was had, it was worldwide. Okay, there's that. That was the best surprise. They didn't complain about this and pretend it was the public. The social media team from Ryanair said KP made them delete the post. Yeah, I remember that part, but I forgot the origin of it. A joyous day. It was for over 2 hours and it was delicious. Prince of Pegging masterfully took flight that day. There's that. Okay, let me finish. Whatever's on the screen. A time was had. Oh, the day when Ryanair trolls and trolled. We share some of the best and worst moments together. Sussex cried forever. It was very entertaining. I'm telling you, this is what I mean sometimes. The squad don't really need Harry and Meghan to come out all the time. They could pick up something out of nowhere and then start the conversation. Like this one. Unfortunately, I forgot how it started. But I remember Ryanair posted that and it was a huge thing. It's somewhere in one of my videos. So I am done. This video is gonna have part 1 and part 2. So check part 1. Okay, let's do a prayer. Prayer for world peace. I want a short one. I don't want to read a long one. God of hope, let the world you love rest from disaster and strife as you settle your peace upon us. Alright, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that is it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together,
because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.